guys, welcome back to another week of Mortgage Matters in Minutes. Again, I'm your host, Brent Rasmussen, and owner of Mortgage Specialists. Today, we're going to talk about what financing options are available and what choices do you have when you're building your own home, which most people aren't aware that financing is a little bit different if you're building a home. And it depends on what kind of financing options and what kind of a home you're building. So most people just would call and say, I need a loan. And that's a normal, valid question because people would understand there's different types of loans, whether you're building a house or you're buying a house that's already constructed. And it also depends on whether you're going to go out and get your own contractors, your own subs, or manage the project yourself versus buying a home from a builder when the house is making choices and getting done at the end of the day. So there's lots of different answers on where this could go, but I'm going to try to simplify it here as best as we can, because anything that we do and any advice that we give, we want to make sure we're the experts. And there's a lot of experts that's all they do is focus on specific kind of loans, where there's loans for land, there's loans for agricultural, there's loans for commercial buildings, there's loans to reconstruct a house, there's loans to build a house, there's reverse mortgage loans. So there's lots of different scenarios out there, and we do understand them all. Do we do every single one of them? No. And I'll tell you, most mortgage lenders don't do every type of loan that they can, because then you're not really an expert and you don't have a specialty on what you do. Because some of these loans that we're going to chat about here today do require a lot more hands-on detail and additional processes. And that's what makes them a supposed expert in regards to what they do. So let's talk about it today. So first, if we're looking at building a house, obviously the most simple thing you can start with is looking at your finances to see, do you have the good credit? Do you have enough income to afford the price that you're looking at? And I would tell you, if you're looking at prices of homes, don't just completely use the number on a builder's website. A lot of times they're going to put a much lower number than what you are expecting the house to be at the end of the process. So asking and looking around at what actually is for sale and seeing the number and seeing what you get for that number. Also, do you have enough money set aside for down payment? And generally speaking, if you're looking at building your own home, you need anywhere from 15 to 20% down. If a builder is building the home for you and you're finishing at the end, then you don't need that large of a down payment. But if you are looking at constructing your own home, most people don't realize they need that much money to start the project. So looking at your finances to see what it is that you're able to do and what's your time frame. I think in all of loans, when people are building a house, they don't anticipate the correct cost or the time frame, and that many times is bigger or longer than they anticipate. So let's get right into it now and talk about the different kinds of loans. Let's talk about the simplest kind of loans. When people call us and say, hey, I'm building a new home, we ask the question, are you building it yourself on land, or does some builder already have the land and they're building it for you and you're just making choices? The simplest is if you are already going with a builder that owns the land and is building off of plans and specs, and you just have to pick out the final touches. That's the simplest type of building your own home. And with that in mind, you do just need to get a pre-approval and provide that with your offer and pick out things as you go. And when the house is getting close to be completed, we get back together and we finish up your 30-year loan, 20-year loan, 15-year loan. So that is super easy. Many times people will call and say, well, I don't want to use that builder on that lot, or I like this lot, but it doesn't have a builder. I want to build my own house on this lot. Okay. Now we have to look at things a little bit differently, because the loans that we give are going to be based upon a house being there and complete. If there isn't a house there yet, or there's not one being built, you have to go look towards a construction loan. And those are different. We have specific people that we refer to in the community. That's all they do is construction loans, which is help builders finance money for the house that they're building, and then individuals that want to build their own house as well. So it kind of depends what path you go down, whether you have your own land and you're going to carry the loan, or the builder is going to carry the loan, finish the home, and you buy it at the end of the day. I know That might sound a little confusing, but there are different options on how you may build your new home. Sometimes builders will have you carry the construction loan and they're building the house as well too. So we just have to ask some questions and answer those for you to make sure we're advising you of the correct scenario. If you're looking to get your own construction loan and build your own land and your own home, that's a little bit different and a little bit more challenging. There's more rules because now you have to appease not only the permanent financing, which is the long-term loans that we do, you also have to appease the construction lender, and they're going to have their own different rules that require money throughout the process. That construction lender is going to look at doing draws and paying contractors along the way and making sure that timeframes aren't going too long or you're overextending yourself, meaning building much more or a more expensive home than you want or are approved at. So those are really the two kind of questions. And when you're looking at building a new home is what type of new home are you building? Are you helping to construct it, or is the builder doing it all and you're just sitting by waiting for the house to be completed? I will tell you there's no perfect way of doing it. Everybody has their own mindset. A lot of people that want to build their own home have contractors they know, friends that own construction businesses that can assist and guide them and getting them maybe a better price, maybe not, but that doesn't always meet the lending environment. So what can you do if you are building your own home is making sure that you remain in contact with the lender and the builder along the way, because there's lots of decisions that need to be made in a quick time frame. And that's, I think, one thing that people don't always consider when they're building a new house is the extra process steps, time that they have to make and use at the beginning of the process before they even get the home themselves. Obviously, when the home's all done, it's the way you want it. Versus buying an existing home, you might make changes along the way and update a bathroom or a bedroom or a kitchen, but you're living in that house as you're making those changes. So again, there's not a perfect scenario, a right or a wrong way. There's just different options within it. The biggest thing I can always advise in the lending piece is staying within your budget. I know many days that people want to add this while you're there. And after a while, normally I see people anywhere from 10 to 20% more than they started with. And that factors into your payment. Most time people can qualify for that, but if not, you might have to pay in cash that difference as well. And then planning for any contingencies, any situations that come up that there's a delay in building, we can't get a particular product in, or something that can't be finished ahead of time. We want to communicate that with everyone involved. There's a lot of steps and a lot of people involved with a new construction, new home. We can help guide you, obviously, on the lending side to make sure that you're represented the best way possible with the best type of financing, so that at the end of the day, really what you want is your new home that you designed, you picked out all the fixtures, and it's yours. So if we can help assist you in any way, please just phone call us at 991-5153, area code 402, or you can check us out on our website at mtg-specialist.com. Have a great rest of your week. We will be here to see you next week, and have a great one. See you soon. Mortgage Specialists. Driven, trusted, reliable.